Hello and welcome to All Around Annapolis. I'm your host, Rhonda Wardlaw. It wasn't so long ago, actually it was July of 2010, when residents of Annapolis who use Annapolis Transit stood up and said, "We have had enough." Take a listen.
We've been here all our life. I ain't seen never one of y'all ride the bus. I ain't never seen none of y'all come out. The buses is hot.
The buses are extremely hot. And not only hot in the summer, but extremely cold in the winter.
I'm going to have to move because the transportation situation is terrible here.
Some of these bus drivers are doing double shifts, so they're running from 5:30 in the morning till 10 o'clock at night. Buses, no air conditioning. And it's ridiculous. And God forbid if they had heat stroke. Let's cause an accident. Let's kill somebody. It's ridiculous.
Come on. You all got to do a lot better than this.
Well, all of that has changed since the new director of the Annapolis Department of Transportation has come on board. His name is Richard Newell. I know that you've probably seen him around town because he has made a concerted effort to get on the buses, talk to the drivers, talk to the people, and make sure that your voices were heard when changing the entire bus system in the city of Annapolis. Joining me now is the director, Richard Newell. It's so great to have you with us.
It's great to be here, Rhonda.
Talk to me a little bit about your first day at work in the city of Annapolis, knowing the hill that you needed to climb to make these changes.
Well, it was another day at the office, to tell you the truth. I've been in the transit industry for a couple of generations, actually. And starting off as a bus driver, having been a mechanic, I was able to speak to those who are on our team as peers. I was able to listen, to hear what they perceived to be our challenges. And then we went about the business of trying to work to see to it that they had the resources that they need, along with the leadership that they needed, in order to get the job done.
So now that you were able to listen to them, talk to them, because you had been the driver as well as a rider at several points, talk to me about how you started to implement some of these changes, because there was huge changes that you made to the system.
Well, the fact is, when you have a systemic breakdown, it's usually because the little things are not being done. Okay. I manage with a system of full compliance. It's kind of like the principle of, if you watch the pennies, the dollars will take care of themselves. Well, if you watch the little things that you do in a transit operation, major or catastrophic breakdowns just don't take place.
And they were taking place. Our buses were breaking down. We didn't have a wheel. We didn't have some air conditioning, but one penny was affecting the dollar on this bus line.
That's true. And essentially what had taken place, knowingly or unbeknownst to those who preceded me, is we took on a fireman's approach.
Explain that
to day-to-day management, putting out fires.
Okay.
And in fact, our business is codified. There's a code for everything that you've got to do. To begin with, when you talk about the buses being in good repair, there is no substitute for a good preventive maintenance program. We, in fact, after having been able to work out a lease agreement with the town of Ocean City, placed a good preventive maintenance program in place. During preventive maintenance, you not only are able to fix the small things that come up, but you're also able to see anything that may be coming up in the future, and then, of course, you give it the attention that it needs as well.
I'm telling you, those buses from Ocean City worked out because you had them in the front of your mind, and all of a sudden we had, what, 13 additional buses?
Yes. Isn't it a beautiful thing, the way they just fit into the ambiance of the city of Annapolis?
They really did. Now, you cleaned them up, you put the Annapolis logo on them, but the ambiance, as you've said in the past, they just are a perfect fit for us.
Well, they fit into the historical ambiance of the city. When I thought about and when I think about being here in the city of Annapolis, I think about such things as, this is an incubator for some of our naval heroes. The city of Annapolis is, in fact, it's in the folklore of this country. When you think about Annapolis, I don't care where you are in the country, everybody knows where you're talking about. We wanted to create a transit agency that's worthy of carrying the name Annapolis.
That's amazing. So you redid the entire bus system. Let's go back, because that was a big undertaking.
That's true. Previously, we were operating a system that's referred to in the industry as a pulse system, where all of your routes meet at one place. Any transfers that need to take place at that one place, and then they disperse and go on the various routes. We have moved to what is referred to as an arterial system. All routes are independent in and of themselves. We have 4 transfer points. It's easier to keep your schedule adherence. Customers that did not need to transfer, then they're able to take a one-trip ride, and it worked out for everyone.
Talk to me about what you're hearing from the average passenger, because I know you get on those buses, and I know that you ride them, and I know you meet with the drivers as well as the riders. What are you hearing? Are we getting there? Are we there? What kind of words are they?
Well, we're pleased that we're now at 96% on-time performance. I had a complaint that really pleased me one day. If there is such a thing, I know it sounds like an oxymoron. A passenger called in to say that a bus was 1 minute late. Now, for a transit manager, what that says to me is, we have our customer base's expectation where it should be, that we run on time and we do things exactly as we have said that we will do them. Now, the opposite of that is having a customer base that does not believe that you will do what you say you'll do. So I was pleased because, in fact, it tells me that our customers' expectations are where we always wanted them to be.
And I actually went out to talk to some of the people myself,
Okay.
just to make sure that everything I was going to learn today was going to be right in the spot on, as they say.
Okay.
Let's take a listen to what some of the people had to say.
I get to point A to point B pretty quick now, instead of opposed to having to go all the way around town.
Usually I know exactly where I'm going. I know the stop that I need to get off, so I hop on the bus, they drive around, I get off on the stop, and it's done.
You don't have to wait too long. It's usually 5 or 10 minutes, and you know, it beats having to pay for a garage all day or trying to find on-street parking. So it's very convenient for me.
So what do you think when you hear the people on time, only have to wait 5, 10 minutes? Is it where you want the system to be?
We're in a perpetual state of self-improvement, so I'll never say that we're where we want to be, because we're always trying to improve. But I'll say we're where we want to be today in relationship to where we were.
Excellent. What about tomorrow? You know, I've got to ask, do you already have everything moving for the next step in the Annapolis Transit updates?
Well, the fact is we've got a pretty exciting project that we're working on. We're looking at creating a circulator that will service our government spaces coming around City Hall and state government. We're looking to service our commercial markets. And in doing this, we think that we're going to give some relief to our residential districts. Everybody knows that our greatest strengths here in Annapolis are probably some of our weaknesses as well. We're covered by water. We're surrounded by water in 3 different spots. And that creates some parking challenges. We have some situations where our residents can't even find parking because people that are going into our commercial district, oftentimes looking for places to park, will park on our residential streets. What we're endeavoring to do is to create a circulator with a frequency of 10 minutes or less. And everybody knows if you have a frequency of 10 minutes or less, your average wait is more like 7 to 6 minutes.
And you know, I need you to explain that, because it makes so much sense when I'm waiting at a bus and I miss it. It maybe have only been, you know, gone 2 or 3 minutes, but again, that only leaves me 7 minutes to wait.
You hit the nail right on the head.
Okay.
That's exactly the way it works. In the transit industry, if you can create a schedule that is 10 minutes or less, you don't even have to create a schedule.
Right.
Because most people do not have a problem with waiting as long as it's less than 10 minutes. But we will create a schedule, by the way.
With the few minutes that we have left, wondering if you can talk to me about your overall approach to where you were when you got here the first day in November, where you are now in February, and where you hope that this system will continue to go in the future.
Well, when we got here in November, it was necessary not only to restore the confidence of our ridership and the public at large. It was also necessary to restore the confidence of the people who work at Annapolis Transit, because one thing that I have found is I have not found anyone who did not want to do their job. It was necessary on an ongoing basis to supply good leadership so that they could have the confidence that they were on a team that was adding value to this city. We've done that, and on a daily basis what we try to do is encourage them every day. We're public servants. That happens to be one of the most noble callings that an individual can have, and we remind them of that on a daily basis. Beyond that, we're trying to implement plans such as the circulator. Along with the plan that goes along with the circulator is we're implementing a pilot residents-only parking. That will aid our residents in having a sense of security that they will be able to go home and park their cars in front of or very close to their homes. We have enough parking in Annapolis, but the fact is we had to make it convenient for some folks that are coming in to visit Annapolis to get to that parking.
So overall, safe, convenient, and reliable.
Safe, convenient, and reliable.
Thank you so much. It is such a pleasure to have you on board, pardon the pun. And I hope that you've all enjoyed having the chance to meet Transportation Director with the City of Annapolis, Richard Newell. If you have any questions or would like more information, how can they contact you?
They can call me at 410-263-7964.
And of course, they can always contact us by going to annapolis.gov/transit for more information as well.
Absolutely.
Thank you as always. I look forward to seeing you around the shop. And I look forward to seeing all of you around Annapolis. Have a great week.